Hark, seeker, and lend thine ear. Draw close to the flickering candlelight, for we are about to part the gossamer veil that separates our mundane world from the realms of spirit and symbol. Welcome, gentle soul, to the inaugural lesson of Whispers from the Veil, an esoteric curriculum. Here we shall embark upon a journey into the heart of ancient wisdom, beginning with a tool of profound insight and introspection, the tarot. In this first chapter of our study, we shall unfurl the vibrant and storied scroll of the major arcana, exploring the archetypal forces that shape our very existence. What is this practice we call tarot? It is far more than a mere deck of cards, more than a parlor game for telling fortunes. At its core, tarot is a system of divination, a sacred language written in pictures. The term divination itself is derived from the Latin term divinare, meaning to be inspired by a god. It is the art and practice of seeking knowledge of the future or the unknown by supernatural means. The tarot, then, is a vessel for this divine inspiration, a mirror reflecting the hidden truths of our own psyche and the universe at large. Its 78 cards are a philosophical alphabet, a compendium of human experience, from the most exultant triumphs to the most humbling trials. To read the tarot is to engage in a dialogue with the collective unconscious, that deep reservoir of shared myths, symbols and memories that resides within us all. The origins of these enigmatic cards are shrouded in the mists of time, a tapestry woven with threads of speculation and fact. While playing cards journeyed into Europe from the Mamluk Sultanate of Egypt in the late 14th century, the tarot as we know it emerged from the courts of 15th century Italy. These early decks, known as carte da trionfi, or cards of triumph, were not initially used for esoteric purposes, but as a game called tarocchi, lavishly hand-painted for noble families like the Visconti Sforza. These cards depicted allegorical figures, Christian virtues, and celestial bodies. It was not until the late 18th century, in the fertile soil of French occultism, that the tarot's mystical potential was truly unearthed. Thinkers like Antoine Court de Gebelin and Jean-Baptiste Alliette, known as Eteia, connected the cards to ancient Egyptian lore, Hebrew mysticism and astrology, forging the link between the tarot and the Western esoteric tradition that endures to this day. Within this sacred deck, the cards are divided into two distinct parts, the major arcana and the minor arcana. Today, our focus rests upon the 22 cards of the major arcana, or greater secrets. These are the pillars of the tarot, the archetypal keystones that represent the grand, overarching themes and spiritual lessons of our lives. An archetype, a term brought into modern parlance by the esteemed psychoanalyst Carl Jung, is a universally understood symbol or pattern of behavior, a prototype upon which others are copied, patterned, or emulated. These are the primal characters and situations that populate our myths, our dreams, and our art: the hero, the wise old man, the great mother, the shadow. The major arcana is a veritable procession of these powerful figures. Each card marks a significant milestone on the soul's pilgrimage through life, a profound turning point, or an immutable spiritual law that governs our journey. This grand procession begins with the number 0, the Fool. Here is the protagonist of our story, the divine spark of consciousness poised at the precipice of a great adventure. The Fool represents pure potential, innocence, and the leap of faith required to begin any new endeavor. He is the eternal wanderer, unburdened by past regrets or future anxieties, stepping blithely into the unknown with his loyal companion at his side. He embodies the spirit of beginnings, the courage to trust the path even when its destination is unseen. His journey is our journey, a cycle of growth, learning, and eventual return to the source. As the Fool steps onto his path, he first encounters the Magician, card number 1. Here is the archetype of manifestation, willpower, and conscious creation. The magician stands as a conduit between the spiritual and material realms, with one hand raised to the heavens and the other pointing to the earth. Before him lie the symbols of the four elements, representing the tools at his disposal. He teaches us that we are the masters of our own reality, that with focused intent and the skillful application of our resources, we can shape our world. He is the alchemist, turning the lead of potential into the gold of tangible reality. From the active masculine principle of the magician, our fool turns to the receptive, feminine mystery of the High Priestess, card number 2. She sits before a veil, guarding the entrance to the subconscious mind and the deeper truths that lie beyond our rational understanding. She is the keeper of secrets, the oracle of intuition, and the embodiment of sacred knowledge. The High Priestess counsels us to look within, to listen to the quiet whispers of our inner voice, and to honor the wisdom that arises from silence and contemplation. She is the moon to the magician's sun, representing the power of passivity, reflection, and unseen potential. Our journey continues through a gallery of powerful archetypes, each imparting a crucial lesson. We meet the Empress, the nurturing Great Mother, who embodies creativity, abundance, and the fertility of the natural world. Then comes the Emperor, the figure of authority, structure, and worldly power, who teaches us to build stable foundations and lead with discipline. The Hierophant represents tradition, institutions, and the pursuit of knowledge through established systems, acting as a bridge between the divine and humanity. We encounter the Lovers, symbolizing union, choice, and the alignment of our values with our heart's desires. The Chariot thunders past, a testament to victory, determination, and the harnessing of opposing forces through sheer force of will. But the path is not always bathed in sunlight. The major arcana does not shy away from the shadows of the human experience. We must face the lessons of strength, not of brute force, but of gentle courage and self-control. We retreat with the hermit into solitude to seek inner guidance from our own internal light. The ever-turning wheel of fortune reminds us of the cyclical nature of life, of destiny, and the inevitable ups and downs of fate. We learn from justice the immutable law of cause and effect, the need for truth, fairness, and accountability. The Hanged Man shows us the wisdom in surrender, in sacrificing old perspectives to gain a profound new enlightenment. The later cards confront us with the most transformative and challenging aspects of our journey. The Death card, so often feared, rarely signifies a physical end, but rather a necessary and powerful conclusion, a shedding of the old to make way for the new. Temperance guides us toward balance, moderation, and the harmonious blending of disparate parts of ourselves. We are confronted by the Devil, the archetype of our own shadows, representing addiction, materialism, and the self-imposed chains that bind us. The Tower signifies a sudden cataclysmic upheaval, the shattering of false structures and ego-built illusions to reveal a more authentic truth. Yet, from this destruction emerges the gentle hope of the star, a beacon of faith, inspiration, and spiritual renewal. We navigate the illusions and fears of the moon and finally step into the radiant clarity and vitality of the sun. The card of Judgment calls us to a final reckoning, an absolution of the past, and a rebirth into a higher state of consciousness. And so, the Fool's journey culminates in the final card of the major arcana, number 21, the World. Here, the cycle is complete. The central figure dances within a victory wreath, having integrated all the lessons of the preceding cards. This card represents completion, accomplishment, and a state of cosmic unity. The Fool is no longer a naive wanderer, but a fully realized being, at one with the universe. Yet this is not an end, but a new beginning. Having completed one great cycle, the soul is now ready to step once more into the role of the Fool, to begin a new journey at a higher level of awareness, forever spiraling upward in the great dance of existence. Thus concludes our first exploration into the Tarot's rich and symbolic landscape. We have gazed upon the faces of the major arcana, those potent archetypes that serve as our guides, our teachers, and our mirrors on the profound journey of the soul. They offer not a fixed and unalterable fate, but a map of the territory of the human spirit, illuminating the path we are on and the lessons we are here to learn. Join us next time as our Whispers from the Veil continue. We shall delve deeper into the deck, exploring the everyday dramas and details of the minor arcana, and learning how to lay the cards in spreads, weaving their individual meanings into a coherent and insightful narrative. Until then, may you walk with wisdom and wonder, ever listening for the whispers that drift from beyond the veil. Peace be with you.